Hello there, my fellow garden lovers. If you're anything like me, your garden is more than just plants. It's a canvas of memories, a whisper of spring in every bloom. At Golden Seniors Living, we turn forgotten thrift store treasures into garden magic. Today we're diving into 15 clever ways to breathe new life into your outdoor haven, and you won't believe what we do with a suitcase at Idea 10. Welcome to Golden Seniors Living, where we transform forgotten treasures into garden gold. If you love peaceful, budget-friendly garden magic, hit that subscribe button. We've got more soul-soothing ideas just around the bend. Your garden is waiting to tell its story. Idea 1. Vinyl Record Trellis. Got old vinyl records tucked away in a closet? Those dusty albums from the 60s and 70s hold more than memories. They hold garden magic. Let's reimagine them as a radiant trellis that dances with sunlight and whispers of yesteryear. You'll need 10 to 15 thrifted records. Look for scratched ones that won't play anymore. Grab some waterproof outdoor glue, the kind that won't wash away with summer storms. Find yourself a wooden dowel. Maybe repurpose an old broom handle or mop stick. Here's the magic. Arrange those records in a beautiful starburst pattern, like rays of sunshine frozen in vinyl. Each record overlaps the next, creating a fan that catches light and shadow. Apply that glue generously where the records meet. Don't be shy, we want this to last through seasons. Press them together firmly, then slide that wooden dowel right through the center holes. For those with shaky hands or arthritis, use lightweight replica records instead. They're easier to handle and just as beautiful. Ask a grandchild or neighbor to help stake it into your garden bed. Choose a spot where morning light will make those records shimmer like black mirrors. Watch as your climbing beans or sweet peas wrap around this retro masterpiece. It's not just a trellis, it's a melody of memories, spinning stories in your garden. Idea 2. Lampshade Garden Light. Ever find a lonely lampshade at a thrift store and wonder about its story? Maybe it once lit a cozy reading nook or cast gentle shadows in a grandmother's parlor. Let's give it new purpose as a glowing canopy for evening magic. Hunt for a fabric lampshade. The kind with a wide bell shape works beautifully. You'll also need battery-powered fairy lights, the warm white kind that twinkle like captured starlight. Grab some thin wire from old coat hangers. And don't forget soft ribbon in cream or sage green. Start by wrapping those fairy lights around the lampshade frame, weaving them through the wire spokes like you're decorating a tiny Christmas tree. Each light should nestle snugly against the fabric, creating pools of gentle illumination. Twist the wire ends to secure everything in place. Now for the hanging magic. Attach longer pieces of wire to 3 points around the frame, then twist them together at the top. Wrap ribbon around the wire to soften the edges and add that touch of elegance our gardens deserve. For those with limited dexterity, use clip-on battery lights. They snap right onto the frame, without any threading or weaving required. Hang your creation from a sturdy tree branch or pergola beam. As twilight settles, flip that switch and watch your outdoor space transform into a fairyland. Idea 3. Clock face stepping stones. Time stops for no one. But what if we could capture its beauty in our garden paths? Got a broken clock gathering dust? Those cracked faces and scattered numbers are about to become mosaic stepping stones that tell a story with every step. You'll need several thrifted clocks. Look for ones with interesting faces, Roman numerals, or colorful backgrounds. Grab some quick-set concrete mix and round pie tin molds from the dollar store. A small hammer and safety glasses complete your toolkit. Carefully break those clock faces into irregular pieces. If hammering feels too strenuous, place the clock face in a thick towel and tap gently. Each fragment holds a moment in time, a 3 o'clock appointment, a midnight kiss, a 6 a.m. sunrise. Mix your concrete according to the package instructions. Pour it into those pie tins, filling them about 2 inches deep. Now comes the artistic part. Press those clock pieces into the wet concrete, creating patterns that catch the eye. Maybe arrange the numbers in sequence, or scatter them like time itself has shattered into beautiful chaos. For those with limited mobility, use soft clay molds that require less pressure, or ask a family member to help. Let them set overnight, then carefully remove your masterpieces. Seal them with outdoor concrete sealer to protect against weather. Place them in your garden to create a path that literally walks you through time. Each step will shimmer with the ghost of hours past, reminding us that every moment in our gardens is precious. Idea 4. Typewriter Key Art found typewriter keys from a bygone era. Those tiny squares of inspiration once spelled out love letters, business deals, and great novels. Each key holds the memory of words that mattered, fingers that pressed with purpose. Now they're about to spell out garden inspiration on your fence or garden wall. Collect keys that spell your favorite garden words: grow for encouragement, bloom for beauty, peace for serenity. You'll need a weathered wooden board, strong outdoor adhesive, and clear protective coating. Barn wood or fence pickets work perfectly. Arrange your chosen word on the board before gluing, playing with spacing and alignment until it feels right. Each key should sit firmly against the wood, creating shadows that change with the sun's movement. Apply adhesive to each key's back, then press firmly onto the board. For those with limited dexterity, use larger typewriter keys, or consider pre-arranged key sets available at craft stores. Magnetic keys can also work on metal surfaces, requiring no gluing at all. Seal the entire piece with outdoor polyurethane, protecting both wood and keys from weather. Mount your word art where you'll see it often: on a garden gate, potting shed wall, or fence post. Let it remind you that gardens, like words, grow from small beginnings into beautiful expressions. Idea 5. Tea Tray Suncatcher. Ever pick up a shiny tea tray at a thrift store? Imagine the afternoon teas it served, the conversations it witnessed. That reflective surface is about to become a suncatcher that transforms your garden into a dancing light show. Look for trays with interesting shapes: oval, scalloped, or ornately decorated. Silver-plated works beautifully, but brass and copper create warm golden reflections. You'll need a drill with small bits, glass beads from old jewelry, fishing line, and small eye hooks. Drill small holes around the tray's perimeter, spacing them about 2 inches apart. If drilling feels challenging, many craft stores sell pre-drilled trays. Thread glass beads onto fishing line, creating strands of varying lengths. Mix colors and sizes: clear crystals for rainbow effects, colored beads for specific hues. Attach the beaded strands to your drilled holes, letting them dangle at different lengths. This creates movement and depth, ensuring your suncatcher remains dynamic as breezes stir the garden air. For easier assembly, use clip-on beads that attach without threading. Hang your tea tray suncatcher in a spot that receives morning or afternoon sun. As light hits the reflective surface, it will bounce and scatter, creating moving patterns throughout your garden. Watch as your garden transforms into a kaleidoscope of moving light. It's not just a suncatcher, it's a prism of happiness, turning simple sunlight into garden magic. Idea 6. Shutter Garden Screen. Got old window shutters? Those weathered guardians once protected homes from storms and provided privacy for families. Now they're about to create intimate garden spaces where you can retreat and recharge. Hunt for shutters with character. Peeling paint tells stories. Weathered wood speaks of endurance. You'll need 2-3 shutters of similar size, door hinges, small hanging pots, and climbing plants like ivy or sweet peas. Connect your shutters with hinges, creating a folding screen that can adapt to different spaces and needs. This flexibility means you can open or close sections based on sun patterns or your mood. Each panel moves independently, like pages in a garden book. The magic happens when you add life to the structure. Hang small lightweight pots from the shutter slats, creating a vertical garden that grows with the seasons. Choose plants that cascade: trailing petunias, cascading ivy, or climbing sweet peas that will eventually cover the entire screen. For those with mobility challenges, ask for help with the hinge installation, or look for pre-hinge shutters at architectural salvage stores. Position your living screen to create intimate spaces within your larger garden. Maybe it blocks the view from a neighbor's window, or creates a cozy reading nook. As your climbing plants mature, they'll soften the hard lines of the shutters, creating a perfect blend of structure and nature. Your garden visitors will discover hidden spaces behind the screen, each area feeling like a secret garden room. Idea 7. Button Mosaic Pots. Found a jar of old buttons. Each one holds a story: a favorite coat, a beloved dress, a child's school uniform. These tiny treasures once fastened the fabric of daily life, and now they're about to create colorful mosaics that celebrate the beauty of small things gathered together. Look for buttons in various sizes, colors, and materials. Mother of pearl for elegance, bright plastic for cheerfulness, wooden ones for natural warmth. You'll need a plain ceramic or terracotta pot, strong outdoor adhesive, and clear protective sealer. Start by sorting your buttons into color groups or size categories. This helps you visualize patterns before committing to placement. Maybe you'll create concentric circles, flowing waves, or random arrangements that speak to your artistic soul. Apply adhesive to small sections of the pot, then press buttons into place. Work in manageable areas, ensuring each button sits securely. The varying heights and shapes create texture that catches light and shadow throughout the day. For easier handling, choose larger buttons that are simpler to grasp and position. Once your design is complete, seal the entire surface with outdoor polyurethane. This protects the buttons from weather while enhancing their colors. Plant your mosaic masterpiece with flowers that complement your button colors. Bright yellow marigolds, with sunny yellow buttons, purple petunias with jewel-toned buttons. The combination creates harmony between container and contents. Idea 8. Glass doorknob plant markers. Got old glass doorknobs sparkling in a thrift bin? Those crystal spheres once welcomed guests into homes, turning at the touch of countless hands. Now they're about to welcome visitors to your garden rows, marking your plants with vintage elegance. Hunt for doorknobs with character. Cut glass that throws rainbows, colored glass that glows in sunlight, or brass that ages beautifully. You'll need permanent paint pens, wooden stakes, strong outdoor adhesive, and clear protective sealer. Use paint pens to label each doorknob with plant names. Heirloom tomatoes in flowing script, sweet basil in bold letters, grandmother's roses in delicate cursive. Choose colors that complement the glass, white on clear crystal, dark blue on frosted glass. For those with shaky hands, use large clear lettering. Stencils can help maintain neat lines, and high contrast colors make reading easier from a distance. Consider having a grandchild help with the writing. Their steady hands and your garden wisdom make a perfect team. Attach each labeled doorknob to a wooden stake, using strong outdoor adhesive. Choose stakes that won't split. Bamboo garden stakes work perfectly. The height should bring the doorknob to comfortable reading level, usually about 18 inches above ground. Seal everything with clear outdoor sealer to protect against weather and fading. Place your doorknob markers throughout your garden, turning plant identification into a treasure hunt. Each marker catches light differently throughout the day, creating sparkles that dance among your plants. Idea 9. Chandelier rain chain ever. Spot a small chandelier at a thrift store, and imagine its former elegance. Picture it hanging in a dining room, casting prismatic rainbows across Sunday dinners. Now let's give it a new purpose as a rain chain that turns every downpour into a symphony. Look for a lightweight chandelier. Crystal or glass works beautifully, but even plastic versions create magic. You'll need jewelry chains from thrift store necklaces, small pliers, and wire cutters. The beauty lies in mixing chain lengths and styles. Start by carefully removing all electrical components, bulbs, wiring, sockets. Keep the decorative parts like crystal drops or glass beads. They'll add sparkle to your rain chain. Clean the frame thoroughly, removing any dust or corrosion. Attach different lengths of jewelry chain to the chandelier arms, letting them dangle at varying heights. Some chains might reach 12 inches, others 18. This creates a natural flowing appearance as water travels from chain to chain. For those with arthritis or limited grip strength, ask for help with the plier work, or use chains with larger lengths that are easier to manipulate. Install your chandelier rain chain where your gutter downspout used to be. When rain falls, watch water dance from the chandelier to the chains, creating a gentle percussion that's far more musical than traditional downspouts. Each raindrop becomes a tiny performer, sliding down the chains and creating ripples in whatever container you place below. Idea 10. Suitcase herb garden. Found an old suitcase at a thrift shop. Look beyond the scuffed corners and broken zippers. You're holding a portable herb garden waiting to happen. That vintage luggage once carried dreams to distant places, and now it's about to carry fresh flavors to your patio. Choose a hard-shell suitcase, the kind that won't collapse when filled with soil. Medium-sized works perfectly, large enough for a good herb selection, small enough to move when needed. You'll need heavy-duty plastic sheeting, potting soil, and your favorite herb starts. Start by lining that suitcase completely with plastic, creating a waterproof barrier. Poke drainage holes in the bottom. About 6 holes will do, each the size of a pencil eraser. This prevents waterlogging, while keeping your herbs happy. Fill with quality potting soil, leaving about 2 inches from the top. This gives your herbs room to grow without spilling over the edges. Plant your herbs in a pleasing arrangement. Taller rosemary in the back, bushy basil in the middle, trailing thyme cascading over the edges. For easier handling, choose a smaller suitcase, and use pre-mixed soil bags, instead of heavy bulk soil. Consider wheels if your suitcase has them. They make moving your garden effortless. Place your suitcase garden on a sunny patio or deck where you can easily reach it for daily harvesting. The vintage charm adds character to any outdoor space, and the portability means you can follow the sun, or bring it indoors during harsh weather. Imagine stepping onto your patio each morning, opening that suitcase to harvest fresh herbs for your breakfast eggs or evening soup. The aroma will transport you. Basil's sweet spice, rosemary's earthy pine, mint's cooling freshness. Idea 11. Umbrella hanging garden. Got a thrifted umbrella that's seen better days. Maybe the handle wobbles or a few ribs are bent, but the fabric still holds promise. That dome shape is perfect for creating a cascading flower display that turns rain protection into garden protection. Choose an umbrella with a sturdy frame, even if the fabric is faded or torn. You'll need coconut coir liner, potting soil, and trailing plants like petunias, bacopa, or sweet potato vine. The goal is to create a hanging garden that spills over the umbrella's edges like a floral waterfall. Start by opening the umbrella completely and securing it in this position. Remove any damaged fabric, leaving just the frame structure. Line the inside with coconut coir, creating a bowl-shaped planter that holds soil while allowing drainage. Fill your umbrella bowl with quality potting soil, leaving about 2 inches from the rim. Plant your trailing varieties around the umbrella's perimeter, letting them cascade over the edges. Add a few upright plants in the center for height and structure. For easier maintenance, choose a smaller umbrella that's lighter when filled with soil. Hang your umbrella garden from a sturdy tree branch, pergola beam, or shepherd's hook. The height should allow the trailing plants to flow freely, while keeping the display at eye level. Watch as your umbrella transforms into a living chandelier, flowers spilling in all directions like captured sunshine. The circular shape creates a perfect focal point, drawing the eye upward and adding vertical interest to your garden design. Visitors will pause beneath this unusual hanging garden, perhaps remembering umbrellas from their own past rainy school days, romantic walks, practical protection from summer storms. Now it provides shelter for flowers, instead of people, completing the circle of useful beauty. Idea 12. Belt strap trellis. Arch ever find old belts at a thrift store and wonder about their journeys. Those leather and fabric straps once held up hope, keeping pants in place for job interviews, securing dresses for special occasions. Now they're about to hold up something even more beautiful, climbing flowers in a woven arch. Hunt for belts of varying widths and materials. Leather for durability, fabric for flexibility, chain belts for metallic sparkle. You'll need 10 to 15 belts, plus wooden stakes and zip ties for securing. The mix of textures will create visual interest that changes throughout the day. Start by driving 2 sturdy stakes into the ground, 4 feet apart and 6 feet tall. Begin with your longest belt as the arch's crown, securing both ends to the stakes. Add subsequent belts in a lattice pattern, weaving over and under like a giant basket. Each belt should intersect with others, creating diamond-shaped openings perfect for plant tendrils. Use zip ties to secure belt intersections, choosing earth-tone ties that blend naturally. For those with arthritis, consider pre-woven fabric belts that require less manipulation, or ask family members to help with the initial setup. Choose climbing plants that match your garden's personality, romantic roses for cottage gardens, vibrant morning glories for cheerful spaces, fragrant sweet peas for sensory enjoyment. Plant them at the base of each stake, then guide their growth toward the belt framework. Your garden will stand tall with recycled style, proving that beauty comes from unexpected combinations. It's not just a trellis, it's a woven dream that connects earth and sky, past and present, function and beauty, in one graceful curve. Idea 13. Camera Lens Fairy Garden. Got an old camera lens gathering dust? That glass circle once captured precious moments, birthday smiles, graduation ceremonies, family vacations. Now it's about to focus on life in miniature. Tiny fairy gardens that spark imagination and wonder. Look for larger camera lenses with substantial depth. Old telephoto lenses work perfectly. You'll need tiny pebbles, moss from your yard, miniature plants like baby tears, or small succulents, and found objects that become fairy furniture. Acorn caps for tables, twigs for bridges. Start by carefully removing any remaining glass elements, leaving just the barrel structure. Clean thoroughly, then begin landscaping with small pebbles for drainage. Add potting soil, mixed with moss pieces, creating hills and valleys in miniature. Tuck tiny plants into crevices, creating the illusion of ancient trees and mysterious gardens. Create pathways using colored sand, winding through your landscape, like roads to secret destinations. Add found treasures. A shell becomes a fairy house. A crystal chip becomes a magical portal. For those with limited fine motor skills, use larger elements that are easier to handle, or focus on simple compositions. Position your lens fairy garden where it can be discovered unexpectedly, tucked among larger plants, or perched on a garden table. Your garden will tell magical stories in miniature, proving that wonder comes in all sizes. It's not just a planter, it's a fairy's hideaway, a portal to imagination where the impossible becomes beautifully real. Idea 14. Mirror Frame Butterfly Feeder. Found a small mirror frame at a thrift store. That reflective rectangle once showed daily transformations, morning preparations, evening wind-downs. Now it's about to attract a different kind of transformation. Butterflies visiting your garden for sweet refreshment. Hunt for frames with character, ornate Baroque styles, simple clean lines, or weathered vintage pieces. You'll need outdoor paint, a shallow dish that fits within the frame opening, sugar and water. Remove any existing mirror or glass, leaving just the frame structure. Paint your frame in butterfly-attracting colors, bright yellows, deep purples, warm oranges. These hues appeal to butterfly vision, while complementing garden settings. Secure a shallow dish within the frame opening. A ceramic saucer or metal bottle cap works perfectly. Mix butterfly nectar, using 1 part sugar to 10 parts water, creating a solution that mimics flower nectar. Add a natural sponge for stable landing spots. Mount your feeder where it receives morning sun, but afternoon shade. Plant butterfly-attracting flowers nearby, zinnias, lantana, or native wildflowers that provide natural nectar sources. Watch as your garden transforms into a butterfly sanctuary, with winged visitors pausing at your feeder like living jewels. Your garden will flutter with life and color, proving that small gestures create large impacts. It's not just a feeder, it's a butterfly's banquet, a framed invitation to nature's most graceful performers. Idea 15. Globe Terrarium, Ornament Ever Spot. A small globe at a thrift shop. That sphere once spun with childhood dreams, fingers tracing continents, minds traveling to distant places. Now it's about to hold a different kind of world. A miniature ecosystem that brings contained nature magic to your garden. Look for clear or lightly colored globes that allow light penetration. Old desk globes work perfectly. You'll need moss from your yard, small air plants that thrive without soil, and fine fishing line for hanging. Carefully separate the globe halves along the equatorial line, creating 2 perfect bowl shapes. Clean thoroughly, then choose 1/2 as your planting container. Start with small stones for drainage, preventing water from pooling. Layer moss pieces to create hills and valleys, then nestle air plants into the landscape. Small tillandsias work per their silvery green foliage, creating interesting texture contrasts. Add tiny decorative elements, if desired. A crystal becomes a fairy's treasure. A smooth pebble becomes a meditation stone. Hang your globe terrarium using nearly invisible fishing line, creating the illusion that your miniature world floats magically among your garden plants. Choose locations with bright indirect light, perhaps beneath a tree canopy. Multiple globes at varying heights create a constellation of tiny worlds. Your garden will glow with worldly charm, each globe a planet in your personal solar system. It's not just a terrarium, it's a planet of peace, where time moves slowly, and wonder lives in every tiny detail. From vinyl records spinning new stories, to globe terrariums, holding tiny worlds, we've transformed 15 forgotten treasures into garden magic today. Each thrifted find carried memories from its former life, and now those memories bloom alongside your flowers. Gardening in our golden years isn't just about soil and seeds, it's about soul and story, connection and creativity. Every project proves that beauty doesn't require expensive tools or perfect materials. It requires only vision, patience, and the gentle wisdom that comes from years of watching things grow. Your garden is more than plants and projects. It's a living autobiography, written in soil and stone, bloom and branch, treasure and time. Every thrifted transformation adds another chapter to that story, another moment of satisfaction when you step outside and see your creativity blooming alongside nature's artistry. If just one idea brought a smile to your face today, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment telling us which project made you think, I could do that. Don't forget to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living, where your creativity keeps growing, and every video plants new seeds of possibility. Remember, every master gardener started with a single seed, a simple tool, and the faith that something beautiful could grow. Your garden is waiting for these 15 transformations, and we're here to cheer you on every step of the way. Your garden is a canvas painted with seasons, dreams, and accumulated wisdom. These 15 thrifted DIY projects are just brushstrokes in that larger masterpiece, tools for creating the outdoor sanctuary your heart envisions. Keep growing, keep creating, keep finding magic in the marriage of memory and possibility. Until next time, this is Golden Seniors Living, where every day offers new chances to grow vibrant, create beauty, and prove that the best gardens are cultivated with patience, seasoned with wisdom, and shared with generous hearts.